Hello my friends, welcome back to Plain and Chisel Woodworks. Today we are continuing cutting the pieces out for this this baby gate or this dog gate. So what we're doing is we're making a whole bunch of these little the crossbeam, the decorative parts of the baby gate. And I was planning on doing this whole thing where I would show you the whole process, but as you can tell with woodworking, it's going to take a while. So instead of, I think the first few videos, I think I'm still keeping them on there, and we published them, or by the time you see this one, they'll be published. But I'll kind of go back to where I was before and try to explaining what I'm doing, having little shorter videos. So I'm going to try to break these down in stages from now on. So that's what we'll do. So what we have here is just like in my previous videos. I'll kind of explain how I did this in stages. So I went through and I marked these, and all these are marked at 45 degrees. So all I did was I measured the long ends off my drawing, because that's drawings to scale, or the one on cardboard I did. And so I took the long ones, and in this case they're just the triangle. So I just went right to I just did a full 45 with these. I measured the long side, and then I drew 45 degrees up from that. So if you can kind of see, in order to save material, I crisscrossed it all the way across. And I do one side, like I show you in a second. I cut one side of the mortises, and then I go over here, and I go through and I chop off the waste off of one side. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back through, and this is where I'm going to take you today. There's a couple things with this one I want to show you. First, I'm going to chop out most of the waste, but there is a knot in here, so the knot's going to make this a little bit trickier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take nice small bites, and since this is a angle here, I want to watch out that I don't take it right at this corner. Try to give you this so you can see this better. And yes, I did a bad cut, but I'll fix that in a second. I don't want to chop it here, because that'll split off the part I want to keep. So I want to make sure that I'm away from that edge. And again, I'll tighten my device down. Again, I'm pointing upward, and I have my stop cut, so that's where it will split, and I'll just work my way down. Now that knot's going to be a little bit of a challenge, and it may break out below. That's not going to affect the tenon itself. There's plenty of meat there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that knot here, and I'm going to chop it off real slowly. Just working my way down. What I'm doing is I've just weakened everything about that knot. Now, this here is my gauge line. I'm going to watch that corner right there, so I don't get the other. And I might even go at an angle here, just to kind of follow that edge. Nice sharp chisel, kind of quick little bites. If you see here, it kind of dove down a little bit. That will be a little bit of a low spot, but because there's so much meat on this tenon, that's not going to make much of a difference. And you're going to get that when you go around a knot, because the grain is all kind of crazy around it. So now what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to get most of the waste out. My chisel was diving down again, so I backed it up. Okay, now I'm fairly close to depth. So what I'm going to do now, come with my router, I'm registering on the top part here, and I'm just going to kind of clean up that edge. The closer you get with the chisel, the better it'll be. And even though it's not cutting anything here, my blade is just skimming that surface. So that means I've got that chisel right down to where I need it to be. But the goal is with a router plane is you're not trying to take off a whole lot of material. The router is the final bit. Okay, so now we have that. I'm going to come in with my wide chisel and clean up where I messed up around the edge, my cut. I like making tenons like this if I can, because it gives everything a nice even depth. And it just seems to make nice cleaner edges. If I cut them off the end, I have a tendency to not do as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of go through and clean up all these corners. Oak is a little bit harder, and this is a really wide chisel, so the hammer just kind of gives it a little extra. Now, when I actually go to fit these, I will probably come through and work on those cheeks a little bit more. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to just roughly guess about halfway between. I could mark it if I wanted. And cut that off. This one's a little awkward because of the angle. So I just switched it over. And we have 2 of these. And again, each one of these, we got 4 of them that we have to cut. So yeah, that's that. As you can see on one of these, if you can see that, this one's an extra one, so I'm not going to use this piece. I'm going to have to recut it, because when I was cutting my knife line, I missed and I dove my chisel into this, and I won't be able to fix that. So I'll make another one. So I have plenty of extra wood. So anyways, for each of these sides, there's 4 of each. So each one of these, there's 4 of them. So next time we come back, we will have all these cuts, and then we'll start laying out for the mortises. So I want to thank you guys, and I hope you enjoy this. If you have any questions at all, please leave them in the comments. And please subscribe, and thank you guys for coming over. Have a good day. Bye.